Just vacuum like.
It's okay.
Just sits there.
Hinge the names on the store.
Hey, guys.
All right.
Please, same thing.
Stand. Join Councilman Bothroyd and our pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for our prayer.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we come to you with thankful hearts for the many blessings you've given us and for the people who make Guthrie a place where everyone can belong and thrive. As we enter this season of Thanksgiving, remind us of the strength we find when we work together. Help us see the dignity in every person and celebrate the different gifts each one brings. Open our hearts and guide us to serve one another with kindness, especially those who need it the most. Grant wisdom to our leaders, grant them courage, clarity, and a vision for a healthy and hopeful community. For all we've been given, make us truly grateful, not just in what we say, but in how we live, showing our thanks through love and service. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. You may be seated. Okay. We call to order this regular city council meeting Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Item number 2, public comments, community announcements, and recognitions. We do have 2, but they are on agenda items, so we'll hold on that. Item number 3 is consent agenda, items A through J. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any questions or concerns about the consent agenda? If there are none, please cast your votes.
All votes are in.
Okay. All right, unanimous approval from all those present on the consent agenda, items A through J. Let's see. Item number 4, items removed from consent agenda. There were none. Item number 5 is the Highland Park Pool update. And for that, we actually do have 2 individuals that will speak on behalf of the Highland Park Pool. Unless, Eddie, do you have something you want to do first?
I do not, Mayor. Thank you.
Let's have Carol Side, please come to the microphone. Please just state your name, even though I just said it, and that you're a resident. You don't have to give your address, please. Thank you.
I'm Carol Side, and I'm a resident of Guthrie. Beautiful Guthrie.
Go on.
Well, so since, what did you say?
I said go. You can compliment the city all you want. Thank you.
It's sincere. So we have some lovely things have been happening. Since we last met you, we made $1,000 a day. So I think that's pretty impressive. So we've had some wonderful donations, some very generous people, people giving out of need, and everything from $10 to $200,000 and everything in between. So our we feel very hopeful. Things are happening. So our total at this point is $345,000. Which is $1,000 a day since we met. So that's great. We have some really lovely things in the works that Betty might talk about, 1 or 2 of those, but we don't want to count our chickens before they're hatched. So we'll see how it goes. But I asked Eddie if he would please put a slide up for us. Is it going on the screen, Eddie? Or?
Yeah, Aaron will go ahead and post that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So what I wanted to chat about with you first is that Crothers Construction Company did a study for the city on October 26th, was the report, 2023. And from the report, oh, Betty, we need to, did you give these everything yet?
I did, but I didn't have enough for the Eddie.
Oh, okay. Eddie?
I can share.
Go ahead. We'll.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to have mine.
Everybody.
Everybody's going to.
He was going to get like
Eddie,
12.
you want one? I'm all right.
Yeah.
If I have questions, I'll ask.
So I've taken the liberty to highlight a page on the study that they sent the city under option 1, and it said, based on the size of our community at that point in 2023, a more appropriate size of facility, given Guthrie's population, would be around 8,000 square feet of water surface or more. So our present pool is 7,000 square feet, and I think the pool team would all be very happy for us just to replace what we have. And then the slide, okay, great. So this slide up here, Adam, can you kind of explain a little bit? Because I can't see very well from here to
Yeah, so you have options A, B, C, D, and it's really simple. You have option A at 2.364 million, option B at 4.65, option C at 3.7, and then option D at 4.3. One of these was the first one was the option that we had, the original one that we were going to go with. And then another one is if they fix it with kind of a overlay underneath it, and I believe that is
B, right?
yeah, B or D.
Full replacement
Yeah.
was item number B,
Right.
repair existing item C.
The
and then
liner is D. Yeah.
The liner is D, yes,
Yeah.
Mayor.
And the pool group, I'm guessing, is wanting full replacement on B. Correct, Carol?
Yeah, that's, but I'm having a hard time finding it.
It's the second column on the right there,
Okay.
or you can go to the one there. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So Adam was so kind to send me these numbers, and it was really encouraging to me because, you know, with the generosity of the city, basically we need to raise about $2 million, which I know sounds like a lot of money, but not, I don't think it's that much. So, not after, you know, the excitement that we feel is brewing in the community. So I thought that was a very encouraging number, as opposed to what I was picturing for a lot more. I assumed that we were going to need to spend about $10 million to replace our existing pool. And then I think the pool committee would be really excited to do a ramp. And Deanna, was it you that took the pictures of the ramp? Was
Yes.
it? Yeah, where was that pool?
That was kind of west Oklahoma City, off Rockwell, one of the,
Seniors?
it's a senior center, yes. It was built originally with MAPS money with Oklahoma City, but then a private entity purchased it.
Okay.
But I do still have those photos on my phone somewhere
Oh,
eventually.
okay. Well,
we
Deanna,
need them.
maybe in the next few days you could just shoot to the rest of the board so they could see that.
Okay.
But we were really excited about this. So it was a ramp that went along the side, is that correct, of the pool for, you know, disabilities. And so people can get in and out of the water really simply without taking, you know, half of the swimming space of the pool, because as our community is growing, we're really already kind of outgrowing even the size that we have now. And so we want as much swimming space as possible, but we still, of course, want to respect our families with disabilities. And so that we found was a really good compromise. And then one of the young ladies who owns a swimming company here in town sent me a picture, and she said she almost bought a pool with the same thing. So she sent me that today. Kiri Thunder, how do I say her name, Adam? Thunderberg?
Your guess is better than
Okay. Your kid's swimming teacher.
I just call
Okay.
her by her first
You don't
name.
know her last name. What's her first name? Kiri?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kiri. Yeah, she sent me that before I left the house. And so she had also considered buying a pool with that same thing. So it must be kind of a great idea that people are embracing, because it takes so much less space, and yet it makes the pool completely accessible to people with disabilities. So that's kind of where we are. We're hoping to really take this to the next limit in the next 90 days. I think as more and more people invest in the pool, I think like every bank in town is investing. I mean, we've just had wonderful support. But I think people wanted to see, is this a real thing, or is this just like a soccer mom dream? And so I think as people are being so generous, people are like, okay, this is really happening. One of the banks here in town gave us $25,000. So people are really believing in this project, and they see it as a realistic possibility. So we're super excited. I'm open to any questions, or I'm going to grab Betty. Do anybody want me before I? turn it over to her.
You said about $1,000 a day? Wow, that's pretty good.
I know, it's,
So what is the total now?
yeah, great
With your
question.
commitment and cash?
Yes, so we have legally binding pledges and also cash. But for big commitments, we're telling people, keep your money. We don't want your money right now at Neighborhood Solutions. Just give us a legally binding contract,
Right.
which, Adam, who was it who oversaw the legality of that? Do you remember? Was it Mr. Lewis? Is it? No. Okay, somebody in our community, you asked them to look it over, and he said, yes, now you've changed the language on these pledges. Was it you that did that?
I didn't do that.
Minnetka, was it you?
Was that?
It was not
It was
me.
Eddie.
It wasn't Eddie?
It's not Eddie.
It's Eddie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry?
I'm not aware of any document that you're talking about.
Okay, well,
Yes.
somebody asked an attorney.
It must have been somebody at Neighborhood Solutions.
Yeah.
There you go. So our donations, of course, are going through 501c3 Neighborhood Solutions. So all this is tax deductible, but we made sure that the language was really legal. And so, Mr. Lewis, we'd love to show it to you too. When we close out, I'll give you a copy of it, just to be sure, because we don't want these like pledges like, yeah, but then I changed my mind, because we have to make plans based on this money, but we don't want to hold on to large quantities of money in case of something going wrong, and we'd rather people hold their money and we keep their pledge. So that's, did I give you the total?
No.
I'm so sorry, I got distracted. 345,000.
Oh, that's a good number.
It is, really good, so we're grateful. Okay, Ms. Betty?
Couple things while Miss Betty's coming up. No, that's fine. She can come up. Want to remind the board and the public that the cost estimates that Crossland has prepared are simply cost estimates. So until you have a design that has been competitively and publicly bid, don't hold yourself to these numbers. It's an estimate. Until this is publicly bid, you don't know for sure that you can build for this. So just want to give that disclaimer. Also on the design, the ADA ramp you're describing sounds great. However, we are required by the state to meet the code requirements through the Department of Health. So the architect will have to determine, that may be something that's legally non-conforming, maybe something that was previously. I've never seen a pool with something like that, but if that's an option, we'd be happy to explore that. So just want to give those few disclosures as we kind of go along here. Just keep everything top of mind.
My name is Betty. I grew up in Guthrie. My brothers and I learned to swim at the park pool. We went through all of the steps, all the way up to junior life saving, senior life saving, and then became instructors, water safety instructors. We had an amazing Red Cross program here. We had kids coming in from all around the county, sometimes on buses, 200 to 300 kids a day for a couple weeks in June. And I'm not a public speaker.
You're all right.
You're doing
Great
good.
job, Betty.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff wasn't one of my little swimmers at one point.
I was.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
Floater.
Thanks.
Now, everybody can float. I know a lot of you say, I don't float.
That's
Yeah,
why I like you.
everybody
That's why I
can
like you
float.
Go ahead, we're sorry.
Okay.
You're doing
Okay.
good.
She mentioned the banks. We talked to all the banks. We're hoping we can get them all to match the one we've got generously. We talked to the Church Ministerial Alliance this morning and got them to see some of the ways they might be able to help us. We know it's not a big amount of money, but there are some things they can do to help us. I have a letter into Brad Hand at Walmart and expect to hear back from him soon. The Masonic Charities is another option that we have been checking with. I also spoke with John Vance a couple of times, who is the city's savior, I think. He said, I think we can do so much for every car we sell for 6 months or 12 months, just ongoing. And I think I can talk Jim Eskridge into doing the same thing with me. But he said, you tell them that I'm behind you and we'll get this done.
Well, that's a
Okay.
good thing.
It is a good thing. I'm delighted. Now, I have a thought that I want to throw out there. If we're concerned about prices rising so much while we're holding off on this, is it possible to perhaps use the money that the city currently has for this project to go ahead and start on the bath and the bathhouse and the pump house? Yes, that's what I mean. While we continue to raise the final funds for this, is that something you guys can think about?
Is that a Crossland question?
I think if the city sees we're making some work, that we're doing some work, that there could be some more excitement going with this. And the other thing was, if anyone knows anyone who would like to do a social media blitz for us, free for, like every week or every 4 or 5 days, and just throw it out there to the whole city, so they know what we're doing. That if they don't watch this, or
Chris.
they don't watch Chris, then, well, those are just some thoughts that we had. And I think that's all I have. Any questions for me?
You did good.
Yeah.
You did real good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, this was a great update. I'm impressed with the additional funding that this pool group has raised. Any questions, comments?
Do they need a motion? They don't need a motion to extend because we already did extend.
Yeah, they still
They
have.
have until February. I'm looking forward to
This was just
the
kind of an
continued
update.
momentum. It'll be great.
Anything, Eddie?
No, sir. The only thing I will say, Crossland and GH2 did both say if we were to try and proceed on the bathhouse, it's a little complicated when you don't know what your occupant load of the pool is going to be. So the occupant load of the pool determines the size and the number of fixtures that you have to have in the bathhouse per the code.
Right.
So then that will also determine what type of equipment you're going to put in the chemical house and the pump house. So if you're going with a smaller pool versus a larger pool, you're going to have different plumbing. So we did explore that. Councilwoman Gibbs brought that up about 6 months ago. It would have been a great option if we could have proceeded with that. But I think right now our best bet is to wait until we have a full funding and design plan and go from there.
Yeah, because if we were to say, well, we're going to do option B and we're going to go for it, well, we better hit that number.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So, Eddie, can I respond to that?
Sure.
Jen?
Okay. So, I speak for myself.
Carol, can you come to the microphone again? Thank you.
I'm just one person, I know.
Sorry.
But I don't believe that anything smaller than what we have presently is realistic with the growth of our community. And so if I have to sell pencils on street corners, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to build a pool that is outmoded before it's even built. So we have to plan for the future. We've got to have a vision for the children of our community, the elderly, the infirm. And this pool serves many different purposes. And we talked about that today at Ministerial Alliances. People who can't exercise can exercise in water. And I'm a water aerobics instructor, and I just know the freedom that gives for disabled. There was a social worker there today who said, kids with autism, what water means to them. Like, our community is growing, and we want to serve the people of our community. So as far as saying, well, we don't know what the size of the pool is, I would say it's going to be at least as large as it is. And I just don't see us backing down from that. So I just want to clarify, if that changes anything, Eddie, just thought I'd mention it.
I think that's fair to say, and I would say from a staff and probably from council perspective, I won't speak for the council, but I would say that we all would love to have a bigger pool than what's there. But something we struggle with from a staff perspective is we've got to balance all the needs of the city. And infrastructure and water quality is top of that list. So we're sharing the exact same sentiment. I would love to say, hey, we're going to build a 10,000 square foot pool with 2 slides and an indoor. We would love all of that.
But we're not asking.
I understand that, but But what I'm saying is, we've got to have a funding plan and a design plan before we can say this is what we're doing. And I think we're all on the same page. We would love to do that. We would love to have a bigger pool than what's there. So,
Hey, Eddie, how much,
No, I think we all know what the goal is, and I
Yeah.
believe that it's accomplishable.
how much money is set aside for CIP money that we can use? in
Towards
that,
this.
Or towards
for the
that?
pool,
Yes.
2 million.
2 million,
Up to-
okay.
Yeah.
Any more comments? Anybody in the West Wing over here? You guys?
The West Wing.
This side always says stuff. Thanks, come. You guys good?
We're good. I'm good.
All right. Cool. All right. Thank you both for coming. And most of all, thank you for all the work that you're doing. Okay. Well, there's no action to be taken. Are you good, Joe?
No, I was teasing.
Okay. All right. Okay, there is no action to be taken on item number 5, so we'll move on to number 6. Franchise agreement renewal with Coxcom LLC. Mr. Faulkner?
Yes, Mayor and Council, this agreement is a renewal of an existing franchise agreement with Cox Communications. It is required by law to renew this agreement. You're not required to renew the agreement. We have an agreement. One of the things that are required under federal law in doing so allows Cox the right to operate within the city's public rights of ways, utility easements, et cetera. This agreement has been reviewed. Previous city attorney, sorry. Mr. Marvel did not get to review this one. Mr. Wheeler did. So Cox will provide, which is consistent with the previous agreement, a 5% franchise fee, one dedicated government access channel, which is GTV Channel 20. So you can watch council meetings, et cetera, on Channel 20 on Cox. One dedicated educational access channel for local programming. Compliance with all applicable federal and state regulations, including the Federal Emergency Alert System, and the city does have the right to conduct audits and verify that we are receiving the amount that is allowed to us under this agreement. So staff recommends approval, legal has reviewed it, and be happy to answer any questions.
Did they do their agreement with OG&E yet?
Cox?
Yeah, you know, because
not
they've got to hang all that stuff on all the poles.
Yeah, I'm not aware. So most of what Cox has, they have a combination of overhead aerial line and also underground.
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second. Is there any further comments or questions? Okay, if there are none, please cast your votes.
All votes are in.
All right, unanimous approval for the franchise agreement renewal with Coxcom LLC. Item number 7, resolution number 2025-17, adoption of standardized open records request form. Eddie Faulkner.
Yes, Mayor and Council. Senate Bill 535, which became law November 1, 2025, amended the Oklahoma Open Records Act to modernize and clarify how public bodies process and respond to records requests. The new law authorizes public bodies to require requestors to complete a standard open records request form, which has been provided in your packet, which was prepared by counsel at the Oklahoma Municipal League and OMAG, Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Groups. The new law requires definitions of reasonably specific requests as those that include a general time frame, seek identifiable records rather than general information, and includes sufficient specific search terms. It allows denial of a request that remains non-specific, so you have to be specific in what you're requesting. After reasonable attempts to assist with the requester with clarification, authorizes advance payment when the estimated cost exceeds $75 or when a requester has outstanding fees. So if you have multiple requests that come in and you're requesting back to back to back, there's staff search time that's included in that, and there are copies, hard copies that are produced. There are fees that are associated with that. So if you have previous requests with previous balance, we have the ability to say, well, you either have to pay in advance or pay before we're going to process this request.
How do you do the inspection? Is that just like, come on and look at the PC and there it is?
So they can come in and view either a hard copy. Traditionally, what we would prepare is a hard copy and let them review it in person. So not typical that we would give them a computer and let them see it. It would be a hard copy. Preserves confidentiality and fee limitations while providing public bodies greater flexibility in managing the process. The resolution in your packet will formally adopt the form, again, which has been prepared by OML and OMAG. Gives us a standard form that we'll use throughout the city, brings us in compliance with the new state law, and clearly outlines the things I've already discussed. So I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Well, I think this will be incredibly helpful, especially for the public who, can be more helpful for them to understand exactly what is available under the Open Records Act and what is not available. So I applaud this. I know a lot of other industries utilize a form for this. I think it's helpful. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further comments or questions? Okay. If there are none, please cast your votes.
Good one.
Yep. All votes are in.
All right, unanimous approval for resolution number 2025-17, the adoption of standardized open records request form. Item number 8, city manager's report.
Yes, Mayor and Council. Tomorrow, between 10 and 2, is the open house at the Logan County Admin Building. So if you'll recall, the county clerk, the county treasurer, and the county assessor, as well as the commissioners, have moved down to the former DHS building between Taco Mayo and Walmart. So they'll have an open house tomorrow from 10 to 2. Public is invited to attend. Pocket Park ribbon cutting was well attended. Thank you, Mayor, for speaking, and all of you who were able to come out. It's a pretty good turnout, and the weather was actually very nice. It was 1st of November, so you never know. It could go one way or the other, right? ADA intersection upgrade at Harrison and First is complete and was opened on November 13th, just 30 days from the start of construction. I do want to point out, thanks to Councilwoman Gibbs, who was previously on the CIP committee, helped get that project through the Historic Preservation Commission, and she was on there. And I would also like to point out that no bricks were removed from that intersection. So,
No bricks were harmed.
no bricks were harmed. No bricks
In the
were
making of this project.
Yeah, so they were temporarily pulled up and then re-leveled and replaced. So no bricks were removed. The ADA upgrades include 1, the slope in the intersections and the crosswalks. 2, you'll notice that there's a trunket at each corner, which allows the visually impaired to know when they're about to cross the road. When you get to signalized intersections, and we haven't made it there yet on Division, but you'll have audio upgrades as well. So there will be substantial upgrades, and it's not just folks who have mobility issues, but it's also visual issues and a wide variety of disabilities. So the next intersection at First in Oklahoma will begin in January 5th, and we anticipate 45 to 60 days with good weather. It all depends on the weather. Harrison and First was 30 days to the T. So they started October 13th and they opened it on November 13th. Down at Wentz, they had a little longer, but they had some rain delays. So we'll see. I anticipate that First in Oklahoma will go pretty quickly. And again, the contractor has agreed to wait till after the Christmas festivities and start that project. Thanksgiving luncheon is planned for this Friday, November 21st at the Public Works Complex. It'll begin at 11:30. City Hall and non-emergency services will close for the remainder of that day. We hope that you can make it out for that event. In addition to that, City Hall will also be closed for Thanksgiving on November 27th and 28th. And then we roll right into all the Christmas festivities. So Very Merry Guthrie Christmas will kick off on the Flats Friday, November 28th. Territorial Christmas Parade will be held on Saturday, November 29th. The Victorian Walks will be held on December 6th and December 13th. The Gatlin Brothers Christmas Concert will be held at the Temple on Friday, December 12th. And Santa Fly-In will be held at the airport on Saturday, December 13th, as well as the Wreaths Across America event at Summit View. So we have no shortage of events during the Christmas season, 4 of which take place on December 13th. So if you're bored on Saturday the 13th, you'll have plenty to do, starting your morning out at the airport, head over to the cemetery, and then finish up that night with the Victorian Walks. With that, Mayor, that's all I've got.
Thank you, Eddie. All right, item number 9, request comments from members of City Council. Councilman Williams.
No comment, thank you.
Councilwoman Denning.
I will also add to that chain of Christmas events, the Guthrie High School Christmas choir vocal concert. And I do believe it still involves the grade school kiddos as well, and then the high school choir with Mr. Bill Paring is retiring after this year, so this will be his last year. Congratulations, Mr. Paring. We love you. And both of my old daughters will be returning to sing this year since it's his retiring year. So with that being said, I do believe it's December 16th at the Temple. I'm not sure for sure the start time, but it'll be on Facebook, I'm sure. I think it's usually around 6:30. Is it 7? I think it's around, okay, 7 o'clock. So it's a great time. Lots of awesome music. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Vice Mayor Taylor?
Staff, not much of you here tonight. Thank you. I wanted to get that in. I've been up there, my daughter sang in that several times, so it was a
Yes.
blast.
Yes.
And I'd heard he was gonna retire, and I kinda hate that, but hey, I guess when you get to a point, you wanna get out, so I don't blame him. But other than that, be safe. Thanksgiving's next week, next Thursday, so there'll be a lot of people out doing things, and like Eddie said, there's all kinds of stuff going on downtown, so be prepared to pay attention and don't run over somebody or little ones. Other than that, that's it.
All right, amen to that. All right, Councilman Bothroyd.
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Councilwoman Gibbs.
Think I have anything right now, except for I'm pretty sure Mr. Paring also got Teacher of the Year
Yes.
for the high school.
Yes.
I believe so. So, other than that, I do want to congratulate the high school football team on a good season. Would have liked to advance to the next round, but they played really hard and it was a tough go at it. But on to the next sports. And I'm looking forward to it. I want to definitely put out there that downtown is looking great. All of our downtown merchants are getting ready for the holiday season. And I want to encourage everyone to get out and shop local. And definitely making sure that they're watching for all the foot traffic that will be happening to increase in the next few weeks. So please be on the lookout because it's kind of hard sometimes to look and see around all the cars.
Okay. Okay, and as for me, first off, I want to thank Councilwoman Gibbs for decorating the post office again. If you haven't seen it, go by and check it out. You spent a lot of hours and time putting that together, so I want to thank you for that.
I have to say, Mayor, Minneca has an eye for the Christmas decor. I can tell you last year I was walking down the sidewalk in late November, early December, and she was painting the Santa mailbox. I was like, well, what are you doing? She's like, well, I'm just decorating the post office. It's like, all right. It looks great. She does a great job.
Right, it looks great.
Thank you.
And we're going to have our Christmas celebrations on the steps of the post office, so it's the perfect spot to have it decorated. So thank you for doing that. It looks wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the mailbox is open. Every letter is answered. So make sure everybody gets their kids out there and writes their letters to Santa and drops them in our mailbox, as long as there's a return address.
Right. All right. Awesome. November 24th, we have Tween Bingo Night. At the Guthrie Public Library. Yeah, it's a modern thing. But that is the name of it, though. I'm not just choosing to say that.
You just make stuff up.
Yeah. The Pollard now has a territorial Christmas Carol. That's the new show traditionally that they will do, obviously, and that's going to be out. I go to it every year. It's wonderful. The Pollard puts on a great show. We have the, is it Frana Christmas Shopping Pop-Up going on Sunday, November 23rd, and the 22nd as well. First Capital Book Club is happening on November 24th. We have the 4th Annual Turkey Trot 5K, 1 mile or virtual fun run on the 27th. That'll be at Mineral Wells Park. Like the city manager had said, on the 29th, we have the Lighted Christmas Parade. Come out and see that. That's part of what Councilwoman Gibbs had decorated. And with that, that is all that I have. And I also just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. So with that, we will adjourn. And we will call to order our Guthrie Public Works Regular Authority of Meeting, again, November 18th, 2025. Item number 2 is consent agenda, items A through F.
So moved as written.
Okay.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. No further comments or questions, please cast your votes.
All votes for.
All right, unanimous approval from all those present on the consent agenda. Item number 3 are items from consent agenda that were removed. There are none. Item number 4, we are adjourned.